You're not going to believe what the Democrats just spent $20 million on. They launched something called Project SAM that stands for Speaking with American Men. The Democrats apparently just discovered that men vote. Seriously, this is one of the most hilariously out-of-touch things you'll hear all year. No, this is not satire. I wish it were. This actually happened, which makes it worse, doesn't it? After a decade of calling masculinity toxic and treating men like villains, they're now scrambling to figure out how they can simply talk to half the population. What we're going to reveal in this video is that their solution involves luxury hotel sessions, studying Joe Rogan podcasts, and sending Tim Walz as their ambassador to working class America. Really? Their entire effort here is a desperate Hail Mary from a party that spent years mocking the very men that they're now trying to win back. It's awkward, it's clumsy, and it's absolutely revealing. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, you should become a subscriber to the channel. Hit that notification bell and smack the like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. Okay, let's take a moment to marvel at one of the most unintentionally hilarious stories to crawl out of American politics this year. Democrats are now shoveling mountains of cash into something they're calling Project SAM. It stands for Speaking with American Men. No, I'm not kidding. Apparently, it just hit them that men vote. It took them a few decades, but they finally got here. Wait until you hear how they're planning to solve this mystery. So now they're dumping millions into trying to figure out how to talk to regular guys. Not to win them over, not reach them with ideas, just talk to them. Like they're some newly discovered species spotted wandering near a Whole Foods store. According to reports, they've spent $20 million so far. Not helping struggling families, not investing in real communities. They blew it on consultants and high-end strategy sessions in, you guessed it, luxury hotel rooms. Of course. Why wouldn't they? The whole goal? Understand why blue-collar men stopped voting Democrat, which is like asking why your car won't run after you drove it off of a cliff. And what's their genius-level answer? Study the syntax and language patterns that attract attention and go viral online. Oh, and don't forget this one, analyzing podcasts from guys like Joe Rogan and Theo Von. That's the actual strategy. Watch Rogan, listen to Theo Von. Build a focus group, send out the invoice. The sheer audacity of this approach would be impressive if it weren't so pathetically transparent. I've got a better idea. Want to know how to talk to men? Here's a radical proposal. Try being a person. Try for one day to not insult men because they don't act like women. It's not hard. The Democratic Party has spent the last 10 plus years treating men like trash. We've all seen the headlines. Men are toxic. Masculinity is dangerous. And the all-time favorite? All men are rapists. That's from the NOW organization, the National Organization for Women. I remember Rush Limbaugh used to call them NAG, the National Association of Gals. More appropriate. The Democrats in media with microphones who sit in polished studios drinking coffee from mugs with corporate logos, pretending to do the news, even tried to push that J.D. Vance having a beard is toxic masculinity. These weren't fringe bloggers. This was the mainstream media. That was their official narrative for a while. At the same time, we've all watched those weird media montages, clips stitched together showing anchors from dozens of different outlets, repeating the same lines in the same tone, using the same exact phrases. Instead of journalism, it was a guided tour through clown world. No refunds. But the men aren't stupid. They saw right away that it didn't feel human. And now, after years of scolding men and turning the news into a mindless echo chamber, what's the Democrats' plan? Send out Tim Walz. Yes, Tampon Tim. Send him out as an ambassador to working class men. Are you kidding me? Not a guy who's worn steel-toe boots or started a business. No, Tim Walz, a walking LinkedIn profile in khakis. Let's be honest. The men Democrats claim they're trying to reach, they're not fragile. They're not lost. They're the guys you see at the gym, hardworking, decent, no nonsense. And they're sick of being treated like villains just for being men. So how did the right win them over? Giant propaganda campaigns? Big music stars? Guilt tripping? Is Madonna offering sexual favors if they vote Democrat? She actually offered that to men if they voted for Hillary. Not even close. They just let them know that it's okay to be a man. That was the whole pitch by the Republicans. It's okay that you're a man. And after a decade of being mocked, blamed for all of society's ills, and written off, that simple truth was more than enough. The contrast couldn't be more stark between authentic acceptance and manufactured outreach. And when Democrats lost, what happened? The usual. Kamala Harris lost because of racism. Hillary Clinton lost because of misogyny. That's always the excuse. But what they never say, what they can't admit, is that maybe the candidates just weren't likable. Kamala seemed to be just as brain dead as Joe Biden, and she had a nasty way about her. Who can ever forget her saying, "I'm sorry, I'm talking," with a deadly sneer on her face? Kamala Harris is, to be generous, the human equivalent of a dial-up connection during a thunderstorm. She talks like a malfunctioning android in a low-budget sci-fi flick. Awkward, cold, and 3 seconds behind reality. Don't blame men for this one. Kamala did this to herself. You'd think after face planting this hard, they might pause, reflect, maybe even mumble a half-hearted apology, but no, of course not. They doubled down like a drunk at a blackjack table. Enter Project Sam, their latest masterpiece in missing the point. Instead of asking, "Hey, have we alienated men for a decade straight?" they're throwing together another 5-star retreat, a $20 million brainstorm on how to be likable again. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife. They won't admit to what they've become. They can't say out loud that blaming men for everything, including humidity, and mocking masculinity has pushed men away. And that is why they will never get them back. Instead, they cling to a fantasy. Apparently, the right wing didn't win men over. They just brainwashed them through podcasting. That's the story they're sticking with. Democrats are now scrambling with whiteboards and transcripts and breakout sessions and TED Talk consultants. They think Tim Walz and a couple of Joe Rogan soundbites are going to make men forget years of contempt against them. The issue is that Democrats have spent so long disparaging men that now any sudden outreach feels transparently opportunistic. Men see through it. They know it's not about respect. They want their vote. But here's the obvious point. It takes $20 million in consultants to fix what a decade of contempt destroyed. Men just stop buying what they're selling. They've been stepped on, sneered at, and treated like an obstacle to utopia. And now they're supposed to get behind the Democratic Party because the DNC says it's time to listen to them? Please. It's beyond absurd. It's sad, really. If this is the comeback plan, they're going to lose again. And this time, men won't even pretend to care. They've had enough. As for the handful of men who pulled the lever for Kamala, are you okay? Blink twice if you need help. Look, the beautiful irony here is that while Democrats are spending millions trying to decode the mystery of masculine communication, they're actually proving men's point perfectly. Men don't want to be studied like lab rats or pandered to with focus group tested messaging. They want genuine respect and authentic leadership. The good news? This whole debacle shows that common sense and authenticity still matter in politics. When you treat people with basic human dignity instead of viewing them as problems to solve, amazing things can happen. The future belongs to those who remember that simple truth. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.